I've taken a pocket-sized adventure today to probably one of the most beautiful spots in the world. And this is a petite example of how I reframed my life many years ago. I decided to use my courage muscle to do things I normally wouldn't and to go on adventures, big and small. Today I'm taking a break from being creative and emptying my storage unit, and I'm going to have a well-earned cup of tea on my own at a delightful cafe in the region, Coffee on the Rocks. This is a world-famous place from where to watch the southern right whales in the season June to December. And there has been said there have been a few recent sightings of what looks like great white sharks. It seems they're coming back to the Walker Bay region, but this is definitely unconfirmed, and these sightings could easily be a case of mistaken identity. I have added the sea kayaking to my adventure list and even maybe some shark cage diving, although I'm not sure about the latter. When was the last time you took an adventure? When was the last time you took a break? When last did you flex your courage muscle and do something different? And here, size is not important. Join me as I chat about my two types of adventures, soul soothers and soul stretchers. I'm the Forest Fairy. Welcome to my corner of the woods where I'm rebuilding, revamping, redesigning a magical life and hopefully inspire you to gather your own fairy dust. Hello everybody, I hope you're having a fabulous week. There is a cacophony of grinding, sawing, hammering and chattering around our little village as people continue to renovate their homes after the flood or are just busy with maintenance before our wet and windy winter. So between the racket and my responsibilities, I decided I needed a respite. A small adventure to get me out of my head and into another environment. I can easily be creative, work, and potter around my home for days on end without going out. About 14 years ago, I reframed the words a break or an outing into an adventure. And the idea of the types of adventures, I made two basic categories: soul-soothing adventures and soul-stretching adventures. The soul soothers are a cup of tea on my stoop, a walk or hike, an interesting conversation, an upbeat book, a bath, a visit to my mom. These things can sometimes feel mundane and like a chore, but I believe if you approach them differently, they'll have a positive impact. Generally, they are peaceful and good for your soul, but can still take you out of yourself or sometimes deeper into yourself. The soul stretchers are the ones that demand you to go to new places, meet new people, learn new things, get out of your comfort zone, both physically and mentally. Some of my soul stretchers have been a trek to the Annapurna Base Camp in the Himalaya, my recent road trip to Namibia, my move to the Overberg, and even the creation of Your Forest Fairy. Now, long-distance traveling to exotic places are not quite a priority at the moment, but I'm really trying to still include both types of adventures in my life, albeit at a smaller scale. So when last did you get into your car and either turned the music up loud and hung your arm out the window like they do in the movies, or just drove in silence enjoying the landscape flitting by? Go on an adventure. Try that new cafe, the unknown road, visit that alluring city, even if it's just a quick adventure once a month to start off with. And if coffee and company is not your scene, pack a flask of tea and some egg and mayo samis. Or, as a good friend recently did, pack a salad and your favorite wine and enjoy them solo, watching the sun set over the sea. Always, 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 wherever you are, please keep safety in mind. So how about you make your own adventure list? You could add your favorite soul soothers and soul stretchers and a bunch of untried ones. At least half of your list should be untried adventures, and keep adding, but also make sure you're actually taking some of the adventures. Some are so good, fun, or just wonderful that they'll always be on the list. Taking a break, or as I call it, an adventure, whether it's a coffee, a lunch, a walk, a drive, or even a flight, has numerous benefits. I'm not going to get into all the technical stuff about which hormones go up, which come down, but just know that it's good for you. They generally help with preventing and reducing stress, enhancing your mood, restoring your motivation and creativity, restoring your energy levels, increasing your productivity. And tell me if I'm wrong, all of us want to feel better. I'm using the word better as an umbrella over our whole lives. Who remembers their first solo road trip? It's almost a rite of passage for singletons, that first time you had to travel some distance. It is one of the many things you get used to doing and enjoying on your own. Case in point is a very dear school friend who popped in a few weeks ago on her way from Cape Town to Knysna, a 5-hour trip. I hadn't seen her for many years, but we'd kept in touch, and she's also one of the tribe that put her stuff in storage, upped her life, and moved to another part of the country. Immediately on arrival at my home, she excused herself to send a few text messages. She told me her family were worried as this was the first distance trip she had ever done on her own. Well, I was amazed, as I've done many and longer trips for many, many years now. But I realized something. We all have our firsts, whether it's a solo trip, a coffee alone, movies on your own, taking yourself to dinner, attending school functions. They're all soul-stretching adventures for singles like me. They just happen to happen at different times of our lives, and they all take courage. And courage, I believe, is a muscle that becomes stronger the more it's used. I immediately began telling her the things I had learned about driving alone. Always take your cell phone charger. Drinking water in a glass bottle is a necessity. A jacket, as the weather can change in a blink of an eye. And make sure you have a compact road map in your car cubbyhole, as sometimes one ventures off the beaten track and then there is no cell phone signal for Google Maps. And a small torch if you need to save your cell phone battery. And I tempted to go on and on here as well, but I think this deserves its own conversation some other time. For now, the message is, wherever you go, make sure you put safety first. I hope you've been inspired to make your own adventure list and to actually work the muscle called courage. Go on them. Let me know in the comments below what are your favorite soul soothers and soul stretchers, or the ones you're planning. Wishing you a big and small adventure this week that will bring a sprinkling of fairy dust to your life as we continue redesigning a magical life. Until next time, goodbye.